Hey, greetings guys, a warm welcome to you all. Thank you for joining me and thank you to all the new subscribers who have joined the channel lately. It is lovely to have you on board. Pisces, you've done it again. Congratulations. You guys get the first draw for the reading for June because you guys had the most views on your last month's reading, which was May for Pisces, and that's how I'm going to do the draw for the videos for the next short while anyhow. So yeah, you guys nailed it with, I don't know, over 40,000 views I think. So yeah, that was really cool. We will do a similar layout again this month and just see what messages come for you all. We'll bring in some, galactic helpers, some light energy helpers for messages to pass along. And we are using these 4 different decks of cards, same format as last month. So depending on which cards I feel like pulling will be where they come from. So June is again a slightly more settled month than we had earlier in the year with March and April. Well, supposedly it's a little more settled. There is the summer solstice, of course, on the 21st of June for the northern hemisphere. For us in the southern hemisphere, it is our winter solstice. Neptune goes into retrograde on the very same day in Pisces on the 21st of June. We have the power numerology day of 6/6, of course, for the 6th of June, and we have got the sun entering Gemini as well in June. I'm going to do a quick shuffle for you guys, but look, I have done shuffling beforehand. I know some people find it a little bit irritating to see too much shuffling, so I do some of that off the screen for you, but this is for Pisces for June's reading. And hey guys, we started asking some questions for the other astrological signs last month, and it was really fun seeing everybody join in the forum, in the conversation underneath the video. So I thought I would ask you guys, I know I have lots of Piscean friends and I really connect with them, and I'm an Aries. So Aries and Pisceans don't normally get along that well, apparently. I was just wondering for you guys, what do you find to be your most common astrological friends? Because Pisceans get along with Cancer and Scorpio, the other 2 water signs, and also Taurus and Capricorn. They are your best matches astrologically. So I was wondering, who do you find to be your most common astrological friends or family members or love partners? That would be really interesting to read all your comments. And I think the other thing is too, it creates a sort of a community feel. Everyone kind of gets involved and they obviously all read the comments and enjoy it. So yeah, thanks for joining in, and I'll look forward to seeing how your comments play out. These cards are called the chakra insight deck, the yellow ones, of such a beautiful bright color. You wouldn't use too many of those in a reading. They're quite powerful and the interpretation of them can take a long time as well. I will get into the reading and we will start with, this purple is really calling to me, so we're going to start with this. The sacral chakra. We were just talking about the chakras and I said I wouldn't pull too many of them. That's really interesting. I must have picked up the vibe or something. So the sacral chakra is the bottom part of the body. It's the second chakra up from the root chakra. This is our creative resources in life. It's our passionate area. It's where we find ideas. It's where we get inspiration from. Physically, it is the kind of the womb for women, the sex organ areas. And also for the men, it goes up into that same sex organ zone as well. It's your lower bowel, your back, your hips, your thighs, all of that type of area. So it can be quite important to make sure any blockages are cleared. And I have got the lights on in the background and the light is shining on the card right in the middle, adding to the energy of the sacral chakra. Yeah, if any of you are finding blockages in this part of your life, you might find a creative block, or you could find pain in those areas of your body that I have mentioned, or blockages to do with conception or pregnancies or birth, or pain in that area in terms of woman with menstruation, or period problems, things along those lines. So unblocking them is what you need to focus on, and you can do that in many ways, through physical exercise or through meditation or through some sort of healing, whether it be Western medicine or whether you go into more of the Eastern philosophies such as massage or Reiki healing or light healing. There's a whole numerous bunch of different things that you can choose to activate. So interesting that we got the chakra card from this deck, and I'm thinking to myself, well, perhaps I will pull one off the top of this to see what it is as well. It's how odd, it's now matching the same purple color, and this is intuition. Now you guys, Pisceans, are very, very good at intuition. It says trust, insight, awareness, and guidance. So any questions you are asking yourselves at the moment, or that you have doubt on, or you can't make a decision on, or you're wanting more answers about, you're being told or asked to go within and seek some internal guidance and connection. So trust your gut instinct in particular, and really open up the third eye area, because that's the part of this part of our body, our spiritual essence of the body, that is being talked about with this card, with the intuition. So hone into that third eye, and you can get these type of messages, these spiritual awareness or awakening messages, from dream times, synchronistic events. You can receive messages that come to you clairaudently or clairvoyantly, through gut instinct, through just feeling into things a little bit more. So we'll put that card down there for now. It's quite an interesting one, intuition. So it is quite a nice message for you guys to tap into. Let's go to the Morgan Greer Tarot. Beautiful card, another more of the purple too coming through. So this purple energy just reinvigorating the whole idea of the third eye area and opening that chakra energy and tapping into it, trusting your gut instinct and feeling the intuitive power of being a Piscean. So this person here could be a friend of yours, one of those Taurian or Capricorn friends that you may have. The Nine of Pentacles bodes very well for money, and it also bodes of social activities and outings. So some of you might find that you are attending functions or even hosting them, because sometimes the energy of this card is about hosting really rather voluptuous or heartwarming events where people gather to have fun. So social occasions, sometimes they could be in line with things such as an anniversary or a wedding or an engagement or a baby christening or something along those lines as well. But it bodes happiness, social times, and fairly good buoyancy of money. It is a good card to pick up. I think we will just keep going this way. Oh, and then we get hit with old envy. I mean, really, it is a bit of a grinchy card. She's kind of stuck there in the shade with the awful clothes that she's got on. I don't know who's her fashion designer, but I think we'll give her a miss, or whoever it is that's designed her clothing. Yeah, she needs to basically get out into the sun and stop being grinchy and, you know, like, life's dealt me a blow. I wish I had everything else. I wish I had all that gold and sunlight in the background. How envy works is the more envious you are of something others have, the less you will get it. So envy is something to drop off completely and get out there in the sunlight and create your desires and dreams. There is no doubt at the moment in this timeline of life that we are walking, we are able to manifest things much quicker than ever before. So being envious doesn't even really need to come into our feelings or into our existence, because if we change it around and focus on what we want instead of the things that we don't have, we will manifest them. There's just something extremely fast-paced and connected now, and I'm talking about now as in 2019, as opposed to back in time such as the 1970s, 80s or 90s. Things were not as available, that it was much more difficult to manifest change back then. So something has changed in the way we operate, in the way our lives are working. This card could also represent that other people are envious of something you have or that you're doing as well. Again, just don't get pulled into it. Envy from other people can result in them bullying you or putting you out on a limb, like casting you out. Again, don't focus on it. Just exclude those type of energies and move away or move forward, on and up. So let's come back to another John Holland. Nice, you guys have an ace. This is the triumphant success. It's the Ace of Swords. So this could be in relation to feeling that you either are moving on from any envy that might have been around you, because that was the last card that came out, and whether it's your own envy about something that you thought you wanted and couldn't obtain but realize you can one way or another, or if you alter your plans slightly and reboot it all up, you'll find that you can get the things that you want one way or another. It may not be quite the same as you first thought you wanted, but as plans change and we move forward, we find out that what we need or what we want and need get melded into one anyhow. So it could be this success about someone else becoming envy of you, but you manage to be the better one or have the greater success some way or another. And I am thinking that this could be going on with some of you. So if you're in a position where you feel that people have perhaps been bullying you or putting negative words out about you, there is success around about being able to knock it back or move on from it, finding success one way or another from something that has been a little bit dark and cloudy, just like this Grinch over here in the corner with her cloudy, dark attitude. So yeah, success is coming for you guys somewhere along the line. Let's dig a little bit deeper. Temperance is a major arcana card for you, and it is about finding balance in the things we do. So if you have been either waiting for this success to come, or it has been weighing heavily one way or another on an outcome or an aspect or an attitude, a relationship, then it needs to still be balanced. And that's why I'm still thinking there's a tie-in here with this envy card. And I can't make my mind up whether it's coming from you guys. Maybe you've been waiting for this certain thing for so long that you became a bit envious about it, and that might have put things out of balance in terms of feelings or envy or hurry up, speed it up, I want it quicker, but it's coming. So this could be about waiting and having some patience. We'll see if that card or any cards come out to show us about timing or waiting, but there is something coming, and I do think you need to balance a certain aspect out to make sure that the triumphant success has as much power behind it as you guys want. Strategy. Well, I talked a little bit before when we were on the intuition realm that we need to have a strategy in place, and I didn't so much say that then, but I talked about dream diaries or dreaming at night. So you can take down your ideas or your intuitive thoughts or processes or directions and journal them and form strategies on the way to go forward, which adds to successes in life. So when you have strategies in place, you're not just aimlessly wandering down corridors or hallways or through relationships or through jobs. You have an idea in front of you and a plan to meet, and it tends to bode that life goes a little bit better when we have some strategies in place. So it's a really good way of planning out future events, planning destinations, planning through any hold-ups or glitches, especially if they are emotion based or relationship based. You can work through things with planning. Ooh, storm warning. Okay, so I've said this before. I think these cards, the storm warning came out a little bit in May, and I know there have been some amazingly powerful storms in the northern hemisphere and a lot through America. So some people who listen to this could literally be going through a physical storm, and it could be either big wind storms like tornadoes or hurricanes or cyclones, or it could be big rainstorms where there is some flash flooding. If this is the case, do take care of your property and yourself and your pets, things like that. Have a strategy in place. So even if this is not a physical storm, and of course we can get them down here in the southern hemisphere is just as feisty, and we're coming into winter down here where we tend to get more storms in our winter time. So if this is not about a physical storm per se, but more about an emotional storm, this is where the strategy still comes to play, and it's what I was just saying to you all. So given that they've come out behind one another, I think that there's a good lesson to be learnt here. Any emotional trauma, if it's done through strategic planning as opposed to just emotional rampades, we tend to find we can work through it with a lot more ease. In fact, I'm going through a little bit of this right at the moment, and when I looked back on the Aries reading for May, it did forebode some pretty heavy stuff, which in fact has happened. It's very traumatic for me to be working through. My beautiful cat Enzo, who's a very young boy, he's only just over 2, he suddenly went blind, and I'm having to try and deal with finding out what's happening, why it's happened, and it's really, really upset me. So I've had to put into place strategies for how to deal with the whole process. And at the moment, things aren't looking too good either. So we do all go through storm warnings and feelings of stormy events occurring in our life, and they are different for each and every one of us. And how we deal with them is how we come out of them at the other end. And certainly it's not easy, I know that full well, but the strategies in place really do help minimize the impact of this. And I know it's not easy, but it's worth doing. The world is your oyster. I mean, this is a beautiful card as well. Even though it looks a little bit gloomy, it's again talking about a kind of triumphant success. So there is still success going on around in the background of your reading, even though there is quite a talk about, just balancing things out, making sure you open up to listening to your gut instincts, trusting your intuition on certain subjects. So, yeah. But anyhow, that is a good card. So if any of you are thinking of trying to expand something, particularly businesses, this is a good opportunity, this card. It talks about expansion, and it talks about global expansion. So if you are opening up through something like the internet, or you are putting a project forward to international companies or someone overseas in a different country, this is the power to be quite successful. This can also be hinting at travel or meeting people from different countries who may play a role in your life as the future unveils one way or another. Oh, beautiful. This is the number 19, the light, which is the sun. The card itself just is ablazing with orbs of beautiful glowing light, which is what the sun does for us. And of course, as I said earlier, the northern hemisphere is coming into its solar or summer solstice, where your sun is at its longest period in each day. It is a beautiful energy that comes to us. We can't live without the sun. Nothing could survive on this planet without its beautiful warm golden rays. So luxuriate in that energy. Spend time outdoors, obviously carefully, don't go and get sunburned or anything. Enjoy the energy it gives you and nurture yourself from it. You can receive the energetic uploads through the mind, the head, the brain. It can help ease anxiety or tension. It can lift depression. It can also just give us buoyancy of feelings and ideas, projects, relationships in particular. Health, it's very, very good for. New projects, conceptual ideas, conception of pregnancies. It's a beautiful card to receive. Oh, nice. Another really good card. The inner strength, which ties in a little bit with the intuition as well. So as I said earlier, if you come across any of this feeling, whether it be your own feeling or whether people around you have created some sort of envious or negative perspective, use your inner strength, use the power that you have from within, connect with your intuition, balance the situations up to bring about your triumphant success, and do that through ways of logical thinking and strategy. So everything, plays a role and sort of forms into the story that is being played out with the cards. And remember too, guys, that these are general readings, so it's a little bit difficult to just personally pick a set specific incident for the overall reading. Now, I am actually going on holiday myself, and I will be away for over a month, so there are no personal readings from now until mid-July at least. And in fact, I am going to the Northern Hemisphere, where I too will experience the long days and the short nights. So let us go to here. The victory card, lovely. You see, and that I put the triumphant success back down on the bottom, and that's the two of them mean a very similar thing. Something around you has success around it, whether it could be career or relationships or the signing of a divorce or the forming of a business, the selling of an apartment. I don't know where that came from, but that jumped in a hurry. Some of you are selling an apartment. So yeah, congratulations for that. The selling of something like a business, and it might have been on the market for a while and it sells, and then you can dissolve a partnership and get money back or take money out of a project that's been tied up. It could lead to all of these type of things. Just remember, there are some people behind the scenes who may have helped you and supported this outcome, so don't forget the appreciation in terms of that as well from those people. Well, I love it when the readings get really powerful and they do this. So 2 solar suns for the month that has the summer solstice. Like, boom, enjoy this radiant solar energy and know that it is a great time for starting new propositions, new businesses, new companies, new ideas, new projects, conceptions, because there is this success around you guys. Yeah, beautiful. I'm loving the energies that come. I might pick another one from the chakra deck. Sound, music, silence, rhythm and vibration. And again, this harks to me about people who have got something going on in the background. Like, some of you could very well be composers or singers or artists or people who are in TV or productions, writing, getting things done so that they are accepted, new projects that are beginning. So your success could be an envy from just jealous type, who are those people and why do they hold envy? Because it doesn't work, and it especially doesn't work in today's society. This going global with your idea, possibly music or singing or collaborations or instruments or writing something. You may have been using a journal or a diary or writing it all down, and it is all coming together. And with 2 solar suns in here, a lot of power is behind this reading for you to amp up and grab on. So really some positive stuff here. And of course, I do think Pisceans are one of the most creative of all of the zodiacs. And of all my Piscean friends, they all own their own businesses. They often have more than one career behind them. They are very successful in the artistic world as well. So I find that a lot with Pisceans, and I think it's where you guys have this creative power behind you. Now that's really interesting that she's upside down. That is solitude number 9, which is the Hermit, which is it's a nice card. It's about learning, but when it was upside down like that, it kind of gives me the feeling that there might be, and I talked about a timing event before, there might be some sort of timing issue with your own personal growth or spiritual connection one way or another, and perhaps there's something that has either been put on hold or has slowed up for one reason. Now, it could be that you have been busy doing other things, or you have chosen to take a break, or you simply have got to a point where you've gone, not sure, do I want to go any further? Or how do I actually get to the next step and turn myself back around again? But I don't think that the reversed hermit is not necessarily a bad thing. The hermit talks to us about spending time alone in contemplation to gain insight and awareness for our own soul journey. So all it is saying in this reversal state is that there's I think a bit of a timing issue. Some of you may be feeling that you really do want to take time out, that you may have over pushed or extended yourselves. You might be a little bit too busy. So this could be a card suggesting to you to make sure you do take some time out and actually pay heed to listening to your intuition and your gut feelings. So that comes back to that very first card, or at least the second one. So I think with that we will probably stop the reading for you guys, because you've had so much information in here that you can call upon and really zest things up with and put some power and action and creativity into it. So you have, of course, to me, these two, which were so beautiful and powerful. You had more of this glowing orb type colour around you as well. You had the messages of using strategies to create the success. You had plenty of triumphant success, both with that ace and also this one coming, which could be career oriented or ideas, hobbies, passions. There is this here about the world is your oyster, and some of you are literally showing expansion, going somewhere, moving, shaking, creating, and possibly experiencing success in the areas of the arts world. And for others of you, that card there was a message to connect with the harmony of sound and how it passes through our body, mind and soul and can enhance our journey and add creativity at all levels, and also add beauty and softness and calming energies as well. So there we are, Pisces. I hope you have really enjoyed yet another lovely reading with a whole mixture of different cards, a whole mixture of lovely different energies and messages as well. So thank you all for joining, and thank you to all the new subscribers. It is wonderful having you on board. I look forward to reading your comments about which is the most common astrological sign in your life, and I wish you a great June ahead. So take care, everyone. Much love. Namaste.